A high-value woman is a woman who understands her worth, is constantly developing herself, and has become of great value to herself, her immediate environment, and society at large. Just in case you do not yet fully understand the concept of what it means to be a high-value woman, in this video I'm going to be discussing the remaining 10 points that can tell you who a high-value woman is and what a high-value woman must be doing. Now, earlier on, I think about 2 weeks ago, we posted the first part of this video where I shared the first 10 points of the qualities of a high-value woman. Now, I asked that if you haven't watched that video yet, you go watch it right after watching this one so you can fully understand where we are coming from, because I've actually mentioned 10 points earlier in that episode. I'm going to put the link in the description box down below so you can check it out there, okay? But in this video, I'm going to be discussing the remaining 10 points of some of the qualities of a high-value woman. Before we go into that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, now will be a good time for you to subscribe, especially if leveling up your life is something that is of importance to you. On this channel, I share videos that help you level up so that you can become the best version of yourselves. And if that's of importance to you, then definitely click the subscribe button and the notification bell just right beside it so you can get instantly notified whenever we upload a new video. And then, of course, if you haven't joined our email list, we share very valuable information on a weekly basis via the email list. You definitely want to be on that platform as well, because some things that we share there, we are not able to share here. So also click the link in the description box down below to join our email list today. Alrighty, without further ado, let's get right into the qualities or some qualities that make you a high-value woman. The 11th quality of a high-value woman, according to my notes, would be that she embraces her femininity and is not afraid to let her soft side shine. Women have been gifted with a beautiful, nurturing, calm, caregiving, peaceful spirit for a reason. But unfortunately, we live in a society where some of us have actually taken on some masculine traits or masculine energy, of course, for many different reasons. Sometimes because of childhood traumas or just other traumas that we've experienced, or some negative things that may have happened to us sometimes in the past, or from our encounters with opposite sex, whatever the reason, how masculinity just comes and shines itself through. But it takes a woman who is a high-value woman to understand that she can never really truly be the best version of herself if she continues in that masculine energy. And she also understands that she has to lean to her feminine side so that she can truly bask in her individuality as a woman. Whether we like it or not, there is definitely a clear difference between a man and a woman. And society will be well balanced if the woman is shining in her femininity and the man is shining in his masculinity. So a high-value woman embraces her femininity and is definitely not afraid to let that soft side show. The next point is that a high-value woman is highly organized and she's a big planner. She functions on schedules and has a great order in her life on how she executes her daily activities. So she's so big on organizing and planning. She's very organized in her mind, in her head, and every single thing has a particular way it's supposed to be done. She structures her day correctly, she structures her life correctly, and she's just not living life per minute or per second. Like, she doesn't take things as they come. She takes charge of her day and makes every second count. You will not find her wasting her time on things that do not benefit her or add value to her, whatever that thing may be. So a high-value woman is highly organized, very well planned, and she takes her time to think things through so that she can thrive through her day. I've mentioned a little bit of this next point in the previous point, and this point is just saying that a high-value woman is a woman who is very conscious and allows no time go to waste. With her, every second counts. From the time she wakes up in the morning, you will not find her just being idle with her time. And even when she decides to do nothing, that's not being idle. When she decides to just stay still or maybe relax with a good movie, that's her consciously deciding that she actually just wants to relax with a good movie. So there is no wasting of time with her. One thing about a high-value woman that sets her up for a successful day is the night before the next day, she takes her time and she thinks through what should be happening in her life that next day based off of her everyday activity or her everyday schedule. Sometimes she even goes an extra mile and has a pen and a paper or a notepad or even on her phone where she writes out her to-do list for the next day. And she itemizes the to-do list and always ensures that as she goes through each of the items, she is able to think things through. That way she knows, okay, this is exactly what it is I'm going to be doing this day, so that she's able to plan and structure her life correctly. You will never find her being idle. The next point that I've put here is that a high-value woman cares a great deal about her appearance. She puts in efforts to look good at all times, whether she's in public or in private. She takes the time and puts in the effort because a high-value woman understands that she is first addressed based off of how she looks. She's never caught unfresh in public, even when she's just maybe trying to run to the store down the street to buy something. Just the basics of getting your hair just neatly packed, your face clean and washed, your skin very well moisturized, those very little things. A high-value woman is very kind and extremely respectful. She's kind to everyone, and regardless of who they are, she loves, she understands, she respects, and of course, she shows empathy towards everyone. If you want to be considered a high-value woman, you have to learn the art of kindness, the art of compassion, the art of feeling what others are feeling, so that you can literally let that beautiful, positive side show. Because everyone responds very well to kindness. If you want to be valuable to other people, not just yourself, then you need to learn how to be kind and compassionate. The next point here is that a high-value woman has positive energy. When you are around her, you feel a sense of calm, beauty, you feel relaxed. And when you leave her presence, you know that you have left something of worth or value, and you actually miss that presence and can't wait to return to it. Have you ever wondered why some guys they fall head over heels in love with some ladies? And then when you look at these ladies, maybe physically, they don't even match you and your beautiful standards. But there's something about that woman that draws the attention of the man, not just the man, draws the attention of anyone. When you're around her, you feel peace, you feel at ease, you feel calm, you feel relaxed. There's no tension. There's this aura that she has. How do you develop this positive aura? Is by first, of course, having a positive mindset, having a playful attitude towards life. I mean, not being playful, but just having an open mind towards life, not being judgmental, not being someone who backbites or gossips or talks about people, having joy in your heart, exhibiting and displaying and manifesting real joy, showcasing real peace. Like, these are the things that makes a woman have this positive aura that endears everyone to her. So if you want to be a high-value woman, don't just focus on the outer part or the outward appearance. Focus on being a high-value woman inside of you so that you can let this positive aura shine through. And people will be attracted to you like bees are attracted to honey. Okay? Before we continue with the next point, I just want to remind you that we have a course called the Art of Speaking Eloquently and Elegantly course. Now, this course is for anyone who is looking to improve their communication skills and how they speak English correctly. If you want to be an elegant and an eloquent speaker, the course is definitely for you. And you can use the link in the description box down below to get more information and details on how to access the course and then start putting the practices into good use so that you can be on your way to becoming an eloquent and an elegant speaker. So click the link in the description box down below and get full access to the course. Okay, now the next point, which is the 17th point, would be that a high value woman doesn't chase, she attracts. And when I say doesn't chase, I'm talking she doesn't chase money, she doesn't chase love, she doesn't chase men, she doesn't chase joy, she just is. And because she knows that the one who made her has given her the most important resource that she needs, which is herself, to thrive through life. She trusts and also understands that he has also provided every other resource that she needs to thrive through life. So the other resources are resources that are external of her. So like money, she knows that because she's all about her goals, she's motivated and staying inspired. If you have watched that first video, you know I mentioned this. Because she's going after what she knows that she truly desires and deserves, the money she needs will definitely come to her. She doesn't have to hustle for it. She doesn't have to stress for it. All she has to do is just put the resources that she's already been given, which is her mind and her brain, to work, and the money will just flow. That comes with its own share of work. Same thing with her love life. When she's ready to date, after she has developed herself and has learned everything it takes to be in a successful, healthy relationship, the love will come her way easily. She doesn't have to stress about it. Same thing with love, same thing with friendships, same thing with material things. When a high value woman desires something, maybe it's a phone, can be a handbag, whatever it is. Whenever she desires something, all she needs to do is desire it. And just literally intentionally desire it. Life always has a way of bringing it to her because she's already vibrating on a very high frequency by possessing all the other qualities that I have mentioned earlier. A high value woman doesn't chase, she attracts. The 18th point on my list would be that a high value woman maintains her mystery. One of the things that actually makes you very high value is that you're not just an open book. You're not just always yapping. You're careful of the things you say, how you say them, to whom you say them to as well. So a high value woman knows to always keep things very hush-hush. She's very minimal in how she blots out what she blots out, and will only say things that matter so much to her to the people who matter the most and who she knows she can actually trust and depend on. Okay, the next point here is she's very mindful of her diet and her fitness. A high value woman knows that this body she has is one of her most valuable resource on earth. Without this body, she cannot thrive on the earth. And it's the same way, for example, you'd have a car. If you can take the time to treat your car right, you'd always wash it when it needs to be washed. You would service it when it needs to be serviced. You fill it up with fuel or diesel, whichever one your car uses, when it needs that. You do everything it takes. You're always careful not to hurt the car. If you can do that to your car and pay so much attention to your car, why can't you do the same or accord the same respect to this body that you have? This body that is your number one most valuable resource. This body houses your thoughts. It houses your mind. It houses your abilities. It houses your strength. It houses your skill. When you look at it that way, that this body that you have is the ability that you have to move from one place to another. The ability you have to carry whatever you need to carry from one place to another. When you look at it that way and you literally dissect things, I'm telling you, you have no other option but to really truly take care of your body. When your body functions at an optimal level, you will be fine. You will be perfect. You will function at an optimal level too. So don't neglect your body. A high value woman cannot be found neglecting her body. She knows the right foods to eat to nourish her body correctly. She knows to always stay hydrated. She's getting education on nutrition. Yes, you should be studying on nutrition and getting the basic education that allows you to know the right things that you need to eat so that your body can thrive. And then, of course, let's not forget the fitness aspects. A lot of diseases, a lot of cardiovascular diseases, a lot of cancers, a lot of diseases pretty much, that type 2 diabetes, so many diseases are caused as a result of people who have a very low fitness life. They don't take fitness seriously. You never find them at the gym. You never find them walking. Their bodies are always very in a relaxed state at all times. Don't be that person. Take your diet, your nutrition, and your fitness very seriously. And the last point on my list, which is the 20th quality of a high-value woman, will be a high-value woman knows when to walk away from what doesn't serve her anymore. This woman is not afraid to up and leave a situation that doesn't serve her purpose anymore. And this is also why it's important that you always tell yourself the truth at all times. If you've watched the first video, I think the second or third point I mentioned in that video was a high-value woman always tells herself the truth. So you already know your purpose, you know your goals, you know what you ought to be doing. There are certain things and circumstances and people that do not serve you, your purpose anymore, especially as you are growing and developing in your life. There are certain levels you attain to. The people who you once were with in the past cannot go with you to that next level. They need to be dropped. If not, they will drag you down and slow you down. So a high-value woman or a high-value person in general knows to pay attention to these things and then walk away from anything that doesn't serve her purpose or her cause anymore. So you have to definitely be paying attention to this as a high-value person. A bonus point here is that a high-value woman, of course, definitely avoids drama because she's very keen on making her every second count. When she sees drama, she's running away from it. That's another quality of a high-value woman. That's pretty much all the points that I have. Again, if you haven't watched the very first video, you definitely would want to do yourself a favor and go and watch the video so you can get the very first 10 qualities that I mentioned in that video, okay? If you think that there are some more qualities that I haven't mentioned, maybe I missed, please let us continue the conversation in the comment section and kindly share these qualities with us so that we can all continue to learn from there, okay? I'll be back on your screen with another valuable video. Until then, remember to stay very elegant. Take care, family.